What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to with another edition of Lindy's Leans. His likes and his locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. Shit, I hit the mic. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Jose Ramirez, Matt Wallner. Both had 2 home runs. Producer Jacob was saying before the show, we should get a tip on that from the sports books. Hey, you did so good. You don't want to know what that would have paid out if you had parlayed 2 home runs for each of them together. Did anybody do that? If you did, post it on Twitter, tag me at Eric Lindquist, and let me know, because people call me from the future with the home run plays. I will say you, my friends, trust me to be from the future in a way that I could not have possibly understood. But great to get those home run plays. Kind of an interesting morning. Obviously, the Dodgers were terrible. They acquire Kiki. Everybody's cheering. Yay! They got steamrolled by the Blue Jays. But we went aggressive on the run line there. If you put a unit on that like me, you're just down a unit. It's not like you were paying any juice above that. Plus 150 for a potential payout there. And so far, so good here in the Braves-Red Sox game. We are 5 innings through it, still 0-0. Your boy got a good start in that one for once. Please bring it home. 4 innings. We have 10 runs to work with here. The live total is sitting at 5.5. Dealer, one time, make sure we get that one through for us. So, hey, sound good? Sound good? Then I can get everybody off my back who's like, I can't bet home run props. I know you can't all bet home run props. I'm doing the best I can every single day, and I'm giving you day of coverage that I don't have to do. I'm doing that out of my own heart, spirit, mind, everything. I'm going to Twitter at Eric Lindquist, or X, or whatever the hell it's called now. I'm posting a video for you, apprising you of everything that's changed for my locks every single Sunday through Friday. Today, video wasn't really working correctly, was posting. I have a huge thread up there for you, talking through every single one of these plays that I had in the lock department, and obviously celebrating J-Ram and Matt Wallner. So please check those out, please. Then I can keep doing these for you, because I like you. I like a lot of you. I like 99.8% of you. And I know more of the 0.2% of you because you're very loud. But BetMGM, my friends, check them out. They're loud, they're proud, they're fantastic stuff. Over at BetMGM, you sign up for that at the link below. You find the little lion head there. Click on the state that you're at. Just whatever the link is down below. Take advantage of it. Up to $1,000 in bet credits coming back to you in the event that your first bet loses. Well, also 2 months of free premium Discord. You can see that betting card, and hey, if you want to fade them, let me know. That wouldn't be a profitable thing over the course of this entire season. The last week and a half, from the totals, from the outrights, yeah, it would be more profitable. But over the course of this entire season, home runs have been an absolute smash. For all you people who don't have access to those all the time, still, we've had a profitable year hanging out there in the totals with the outrights, trying to give you guys the winners every single day. But why am I talking so much here at the front of the show? Oh, I got to throw this in there. Only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call Wayne @ Gambler. But I understand. We're talking a lot here at the intro, and why? Trying to fill time. Let's see. Can we just watch the clock move? Cool, there it goes. See. No, minute hasn't changed yet. Oh yeah, there's only 5 games on this slate. There were only supposed to be 4, but we have a doubleheader to talk about right from the get-go with the Angels, the Tigers. I know producer Jacob's stoked about it. You're stoked about it. Let's get to it, my friends. Lots of money to be made, even on a short slate like this, and I do have a lock for you. That's fun. That's great. That's dandy. It's coming up a little bit later. Last game of the night. So stick around. We'll talk through all the ins and outs of it. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. Announced starters for both of the doubleheaders here, game 1 and game 2. That's what a doubleheader is. It's 2 games. We're going to morning baseball in Detroit with the prize jewel potentially of Monday's trade deadline. Shohei Ohtani taking the mound, going up against Michael Lorenzen, and I think you know by now Shohei Ohtani pretty good. He's also getting out of Angel Stadium and Anaheim. Kind of been unkind to him the last couple out. Has been giving up some more power here of late. You saw it against Pittsburgh. They also just won a series against the Padres, so riddle me that. They also murdered the Dodgers. They're almost a team that just plays to the level of their competition almost every single time around, or something like that. They're like the NBA equivalent of, who would that be? It's a team that beat some really good teams, but also it's just not very good. Minnesota Timberwolves, my team. I hate everything. I hate it all. That's the first team that came to mind. All right, whatever. Let's talk baseball here, shall we? Because Shohei Ohtani, I want to talk game theory here because I do want to be backing him at a minus 140 number. I think that's pretty straightforward. There are, though, some telltale signs that we are seeing Anaheim leaning towards moving Ohtani before Monday. For one, it's not like they get anything in return if Ohtani decides to walk in the offseason. Number two, they can still make the same offer to him. They just don't want him to fall in love with that, whatever team that ends up being, if it's Arizona. I mean, 29 other teams in baseball would love to have Shohei Ohtani. I think there's about 4 that have a realistic chance. I think Seattle has a realistic chance. I think Arizona has borderline psychotic, but still realistic chance. The Yankees, and of course, my favorite for it, the Dodgers. But that mainly has to do with the prospects they can get in return, what a contender is willing to give up in terms of potential future in order to win now. I think the Dodgers sit at the front of that list. I don't think that surprises anybody. So, what are we paying attention to in this spot? Well, I just think that we could be running into a spot where he pitches 85 pitches. They say chill because we want you to be coming around for the doubleheader here. You have him throw 100, 105. I got to think they put his elbow on ice as soon as that game's over, and you don't see him play in game 2. So this is either a full hands-on deck Shohei Ohtani plays the entire thing on both sides of it, or you see a little bit of a limited pitch situation here in Detroit. It's obviously a really good spot for any right-handed pitcher facing this Detroit team with an 84 WRC+, a 24.3% K rate, and a measly Ron Weasley 132 ISO against right-hander pitching over the course of this season. That is 28th best in baseball, and by that I mean 3rd worst. See what I did there? Yeah, it's fun. As for Michael Lorenzen, the guy that we talked about yesterday, he was always expected to be pitching here on Wednesday. He's been moved to Thursday on account of rain. Well, same things apply. Targetable, 19.1% K rate, 427 expected slugging, has had some good results. Don't want to besmirch that, but a 3.49 ERA, you put that next to a 4.22 expected ERA, it's actually his highest mark he's had since 2018. So he has been running on empty. We want to be targeting Mr. Michael Lorenzen here, no doubt about it. Angels, they really want to win both of these games and try to keep Shohei around. That's the other part of this equation that I didn't bring up. Angels money line definitely on the card in game 1. But now let's shift it to game 2, because this is where it gets interesting for me. We have announced pitchers already existing in this one too. Patrick Sandoval, he's getting moved from his Wednesday start now, pitching game 2 as it stands right now, according to books, according to everything here, against Matt Manning, who's a pitcher that I've generally thought had better stuff than we saw from him over the course of a very, very poor, very, very awful rookie season there from 2 seasons ago. But comes off of the IL, been not great, 4.34 expected ERA, but last season, 2022 was good. 3.43 ERA, 4 flat expected ERA, so nothing crazy there. 36.9% hard hit percentage. Now, the Ks, they were never really there. 18.3% over the course of 2022, sitting right at 17.1%. But the concern I do have is that hard hit percentage going from 37% to 42%. But Shohei Ohtani is everything when it comes to this baseball team. Nobody's questioning that in any way, shape, or form. The Angels have a 195 ISO as a team, but that includes Mike Trout. And if you take Shohei Ohtani out of the lineup, you're looking at a minus, what is that differential? 32 points in terms of ISO that we would have. We would take them from being the 3rd best team in baseball. Let me just do the math here for everybody involved. They would be 16th in baseball, so dead league average just in terms of ISO, and they play in a plus home ballpark. So expected ISO going to look a lot worse, put them in the bottom bracket of baseball in this situation going up against Matt Manning. And those are all against right-handed pitching. I want to throw that in there. As for Patrick Sandoval, he's a lefty, going to be out there spinning, spinning for what he's capable of. Not great in the K department, looked a lot better in the World Baseball Classic. But a 34.7% hard hit percentage, a lot of decent ground ball rate stuff, 51.2% now on the season. And obviously the matchup is what stands out to me here, where you got to be on high alert. However, I don't believe that if you're actually thinking of moving Ohtani on Monday, that you're going to have him play a doubleheader if you lose game 1 and game 2. I mean, maybe you win it and you're like, hey, we'll take 1 of 2 here in this spot against Detroit, even though you're playing for your franchise's life. I'm not sure what to make of it. All I know is that if I had Shohei Ohtani pitch 100 pitches in game 1, I'm very, very much going to keep him out of game 2. And this Angels lineup will be targetable as all hell. So I don't know when this line is going to drop, but this might turn into a lock for me, depending on how this game turns out. It is going to be Detroit money line for game 2. That is going to be a lean as it stands right now. But all that matters is being able to react to whenever this line drops. It is not out right now. I don't expect it to show up until maybe before first pitch tomorrow when they have an idea of what they're going to do with Ohtani. Maybe we see some press clippings. Maybe we see something from a beat writer on twitter.com/x.com/ whatever the hell they want to call themselves. But Detroit money line, my friends, this could end up being my favorite play of the day, pending what I believe happens with Shohei Ohtani. If you want to know if I end up betting this, if you have any questions about it, I'm sure you will. Hit me up on X. That's so dumb to say. At Eric Lindquist. Happy to let you know what I end up firing up. It's a short slate, but my God, do I like a lot of things here. We have Josiah Gray and the Nationals here going up against Kadai Senga. Senga Genesis, you know by now I like this man if you watch this program. If you haven't watched this program, why did you choose a 5-game slate to be the first time to tune in? More of a question. Theoretical. Really appreciate you. Hit that like button. You're the best. But Josiah Gray, let's talk about him first. 35% hard hit percentage. Yay. Everything else, oh God, 20% K rate, 10.4% walk rate, 329 xWOBA. It's ironic that we have a lot of starting pitchers on today's slate, but one of them's Michael Lorenzen, another one's Josiah Gray. That's really silly. They should change this rule. Not every team needs a representative at this point in time. Just throwing it out there. I would have rather, yeah, there's really nobody that Washington who should have been in an all-star game. Let's be dead serious. Although, you're starting to see some really cool stuff from the likes of Lane Thomas, who might be really good at baseball. He's fast as shit. That's a fact. But looking on the other side of this, of course we're going to Kadai Senga and backing him in some capacity. The thing to be on high alert for, and the thing that I'm very curious of, is where the books drop this line at opening number. Why do I do this video the night before? Because we want to beat closing line value. We want closing line value. You can't feed your kids with closing line value, but you can win more money long-term by continuing to get better numbers early on than later. And this is one that I do not know where the books are going to be posting Kadai Senga's K stuff at, but it's mainly because Washington, over the course of this season, against right-handed pitching, has been awesome at avoiding strikeouts. 18.8% K rate. Awesome. Smashing. Yay, capitalism. But there is one thing and one pitch that rules them all. One pitch to find them. It is the Ghost Fork. Ooh, the Ghost Fork. Check this shit out. You want to hear some ridiculousness? I take individual pitchers. I take their pitches. I break it down in terms of what I expect their K rate to be against specific hitters. It's really fun to do. It's more of an exercise than it is something that's firm and fast for a rule, but gives you a better idea of what the overall projection should be for that player going into today or into the day, especially with injuries where, a lot of times I'll lump teams together and it's like, well, Mike Trout's out. What if Shohei Ohtani isn't in the lineup in game 2? You can see what I'm getting at. Lineup might look a little bit different there for the Angels, but Kadai Senga against the Nationals, he's still projecting through the moon for me because the Ghost Fork, he's throwing it about equals to righties and lefties alike. 206 pitches to righties, 189 to lefties. Friends, this is the best pitch in baseball. Period. End of story. A 125 batting average against, but a .093 expected batting average against. A 146 slugging, but a 116 expected slugging. It has a 59.6% whiff percentage. This pitch does not make sense. And Kadai Senga, the reason that I've been so optimistic talking about him, and I have more time to be able to talk you through the process of things on just a 5-game slate rather than, hey, we just want the picks. We don't give a shit about your analysis. You're gonna hear my analysis today. You have no choice. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. So anyway, Kadai Senga, this is what I was getting at. Kadai Senga, he's 30 years old. He's been pitching as a professional pitcher for a long time. Over in Japan, yeah, a little bit different, but the fact remains, he knows what he's doing to make adjustments in a way that a young 23, 24-year-old, their first time around in the majors, doesn't necessarily have. And why does that matter so much? Why is that such a key component for me? Because I have always expected his walk rate to get better as he gets experience here at the big league level. He's at 11.9%, but not too long ago, he was sitting north of 14%. And what has changed? Well, the last few: 1 walk against Boston, 2 walks against the Dodgers, 1 walk against Arizona, 2 walks against Milwaukee, 3 against Philadelphia, 1 against St. Louis. That is 6 games in a row where he's only hit the 3 walk mark once. That is gigantic because he was on this torrid run of walking 4 or 5 batters in almost every start throughout the first half of the season. He's figured out how to attack major league hitters. He also comes with one of the best strikeout pitches in baseball, period, end of story. So I'm looking at ladders with Kadai Senga every single day because I think he's the kind of guy that you can run into for massive outlier performances of 12, 13 Ks. Those are the kind of things that could be showing up for us very, very shortly. But friends, to be cautious for all you people who want winners, I'm looking at Kadai Senga 6+ Ks parlayed with the New York Mets money line. How does that sound for a lean? Does that sound enjoyable? Now, if we're looking at 5.5 Ks for Kadai Senga being the number, and we're running into minus 135 or something on the over, no, I'm not going to be putting that into play in any kind of a major way, but I'd still be okay attaching it to the Mets money line. So this is kind of an insurance policy based on whatever I think these books are going to show up with, but this is another spot. If you want to know exactly where I land once Kadai Senga K props show up across the board, hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist, or how about you check out the premium betting Discord for 2 free months? Let's talk about that, shall we? Kadai Senga, 6+ Ks, Mets money line, but let's talk a little BetMGM here, shall we? Friends, BetMGM, this is great stuff that we have offered with them right now. You're going to get 2 free months of the OS Premium Discord. That's Odd Shopper Premium Discord of myself, Eitan Shander, Ben Raza. We're firing our bets in there all the live long day. For me, that's Sunday through Friday. You have Eitan and Ben over the weekends. You have Isaiah Suarez. You've got Mike, our MMA guy. We have a great crew here in-house at Odd Shopper. If you enjoy our content in video form, I can guarantee you're going to like having our entire betting Discord, knowing exactly what your analysts that you know and love, like myself, hopefully, you know exactly what we're putting on our card whenever we are firing it up. But that's not all. You'll also get up to $1,000 in bonus bets back on your first wager if it loses. If it wins, congratulations, keep the money. If it loses, well, you're going to get it back in bonus bets, whether it's $20 that you bet, $50 you bet, $100 you bet, all the way up to $1,000 you'll get back in bonus bets from BetMGM. So a phenomenal offer from them. You'll also get exposure to another sports book. It's called Odd Shopper. We want you shopping for the best odds every single day, no matter what. So when I can't be there to help you, when I can't talk you through the entire situation, which wouldn't be the case if you're in the betting Discord, but you will have an opportunity, friends, to be able to know you're getting the best number possible just by checking out BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, comparing the 3, and being able to get the best line available every single day. That will save you money in the long run, and it's way more fun than cutting coupons out of a book. Do people still do that? No, they use Honey and apps like that. Yeah. Anyway, it's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call me 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, 2 more games to get to. Producer Jacob, let's continue on. You know, it's weird. This one I actually have a play from, and I feel like the analysis is still probably going to be shorter than any other spot that we've had so far. We have Miles Mikolas and the Cardinals hosting Justin Steele and the Cubbies, and I'm a little bit confused. I don't understand this line. Not any lock territory do I not understand this line kind of a thing, but I know Miles Mikolas has been better his last couple outings in the results department. But I gotta say, some of his baseball savant numbers don't exactly stack up. Looking at Fangraphs, looking at XFIP, looking at a couple of these things, I'm not a big fan of what we're seeing from Miles Mikolas. It is St. Louis, so of course you've got to pay attention to what is the heat, humidity, what's the weather going to look like specifically in this spot. It's going to be a scorcher, 94 degrees here at first pitch at 6:45 local time here in St. Louis. Oh, you could find me in St. Louis sitting under AC all day. That's what I would be doing. Yeah. Others just smoking. Yeah, we're not going to keep going. We're going to talk Justin Steele here first, because this guy, we know we want to back him, right? 33% hard hit percentage, 283 xWOBA, 350 expected slugging, 50% ground ball rate, 5% walk rate. The only thing that isn't exceptional in his repertoire is the 22.7% K rate. It also doesn't help to have Paul Goldschmidt, Wilson Contreras, Jordan Walker, and Mr. Nolan Arenado there from the right side, all smashing baseballs, and they just had a lot of fun in Arizona hitting the long ball there. Paul Goldschmidt, hell of a series, getting back to doing what he does against lefties, and that's pulverize them. So, Justin Steele, I get it. Tough matchup, tough lineup, even though Cardinals can't win damn games because, well, they're, 46-57 on the season? They're not completely dead in, they're not in a good spot by any means. I mean, the Cubs are 49-51, and I like St. Louis's chance to surpass Chicago based on all of the pieces that they have in that stable, and also the fact that I don't think they'll move Arenado and Goldschmidt, period, ever. Like, ever. They would want them to retire in Cardinal red. But I still think the Cubs are definitely the side we want to be backing because I don't trust Miles Mikolas here. 342 xWOBA, 288 expected batting average, and a 15.8% K rate. If you're not getting swings and misses against the likes of Patrick Wisdom, Christopher Morel, Trey Mancini's terrible. I apologize. I really liked him last year. I thought Houston made a great acquisition because of the Crawford boxes. Even that didn't really work out, but they won a World Series anyway. Dansby Swanson. These are all guys who strike out more than the average Bear, especially the Wisdom Morel side of things. If you're not going to miss, and Ian Happ, throw him to the mix, 24.5% K rate. If you're not going to miss those bats, what you're going to do is you're going to get barreled up by a couple of them. It's like a foregone conclusion. Go through some of these expected sluggings. Patrick Wisdom, yeah, he'll be buried to the 8 or 9 hole, but a 20-degree average launch angle with a 490 expected slugging. Christopher Morel, 480 expected slugging. Dansby Swanson, 495 expected slugging. You got Ian Happ and Suzuki, who have had down years, no doubt about it. But Suzuki's still a 49% hard hit percentage despite the 393 expected slugging. I think we could expect positive regression for some of those numbers. If you're going to hit the ball that hard, I got to expect some of those things are going to change. So friends, maybe I did talk about this game more than I thought. Cubs money line, pretty straightforward, even money. Let's get to the last game of the night. Alrighty, this is interesting here, and I'm going to give you two individual plays. I know all you home run people, you're like, oh, do you have any of them on the card? Hey, maybe bet Shohei Ohtani if you're trying to find the most likely person to hit a homer, but I'm not going to be running into that number. That's for damn sure. I am going to be targeting a home run, though, in this game that I think you might be getting some better odds here than you should be. We've got on one side of the mound, Tanner Beebe. On the other side, Dylan Cease. Again, shout out producer Jacob there. Really good stuff to be able to have him, just throw these pitcher players above me. It's really good stuff. Thumbs up to him. Thumbs up to him. I want to give him props on this short slate, that's for sure. But Tanner Beebe on one side has been exceptional when he's avoiding, what is he avoiding? 8.4% walk rate? That's not even bad. He's got a 281 xWOBA, 339 expected slugging, and a 216 expected batting average. He's got really funky goggles. He's got a 325 xWOBA con. One of those things matters. One of them doesn't really. Well, the goggles, obviously. I don't know. I bet he's walking to a bar with those goggles on and do just fine. Can do just fine, friends. But Dylan Cease on the other side, 45% hard hit percentage. That's not exceptional, but a 28% K rate. Interesting. Jose Ramirez coming off of a double dong. I really want to bet it. He would be the guy that I would add first here, but I started running the numbers, and obviously he's my most likely guy to homer. And if you want to try to run that one back, if the number is better than plus 350, I think you can. But something tells me his odds might be shorter than that for tomorrow, which is why I want to enter with Josh Naylor into the fray. We're putting our hands up in the Naylor. Now, be careful. He's got a brother. He's a catcher who did go double dong the other day himself, which is ironic. But Bo Naylor has a 413 expected slugging, just a 241 expected batting average, but does, a low 34.7% hard hit percentage. Still a decent hitting catcher for big league standards. So be careful. Same last name. But we don't want Bo Naylor. We want Josh Naylor on the card in terms of home runs. 298 expected batting average, but a 502 expected slugging with a 14-degree average launch angle on balls in play and a 43.5% hard hit percentage. Oh, and the real fun part, just like Jose Ramirez, who has a sub 10% K rate, Josh Naylor just has a 15.7% K rate. So when you're facing a pitcher, same way that I talk about hitters who strike out a lot facing pitchers who don't have strikeout stuff, the same applies to pitchers who give up power, 45% hard hit percentage for Dylan Cease, who has great strikeout stuff at 28%, who faces a guy and a lefty with power who doesn't strike out. That's Josh Naylor. He's going to be your lean that I put on the card immediately here for you. See this? It's going to be a lean for the people, but there is a lock. Stay with me here. Stay with me. We are going to be locking Cleveland money line to go with this one, I think. Even though you saw Ahmed Rosario get moved to the Dodgers here this afternoon. I will remember you. I don't think they care. I don't think Cleveland cares at all. Ahmed Rosario. It's better than Miguel Rojas, I suppose, playing shortstop. But Josh Naylor to home run. But I like the Cleveland money line. Even money with the pitcher that I think is a little bit undervalued. And hey, maybe Cleveland's trying to sell out the rest of the way. But Ahmed Rosario hasn't exactly been super stellar over the course of the season. Does have a 42% hard hit percentage, but only a 386 expected slugging. Only a 309 xWOBA. He doesn't strike out a lot. He does have a 274 expected batting average, but those are things that you can still find close, not replacement level players. This is above average stuff, but he's still a piece that I think Cleveland can live without. We're looking at even money with the better starting pitcher, the better bullpen against a White Sox team that also could be starting to limit starters down the line, even though I didn't expect it, like with a Lance Leonard. I don't really expect it too much there. It's something that could happen. So pay attention to it, friends. Cleveland money line, your one lock of the day for Thursday. At even money, I would bet this up to -110. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know how much money you made on Matt Wallner. I didn't bring his name up the entire show. Aren't you proud of me? Yeah, I mean, I did it in the intro, but not later. And then Jose Ramirez. Anybody enjoy that one too? Those are good. Let's check on this under, shall we, too, while we're at it. I have a feeling runs got scored at some point. It's 3-1. God, now it's not a sweat still. I hope that still comes through for us. Mid-7th. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 Atlanta. God, for the love of God, give me the under of 10 there. I want these locks for all you people. You guys don't understand how much I care. That's why I'm on Twitter, on X, posting the goods for you. X gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you Lindy's Locks update every single day. That's what I'm talking about, friends. Let's fire it up here. Check out BetMGM, only for 21 and over. If you're gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And thank you to producer Jacob, you the real one, my friend. Until next time, until Friday with a 15-game slate on tap, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Thursday.